So the short answer is, I mean, that part, there are two scenarios in my mind, and I want to share both of those, right? So the more likely or the highly likely scenario is I expect the US economy to get closer and closer to recession each month, but I don't expect it to be in a real recession. We are now in a technical recession before next year. Why? Because unemployment is too low. It takes a long time to get unemployment from 3.6 to 5%. It's extremely rare for the US economy to be in a real recession when unemployment is below 5%. It's going to take a while. Currently, the economy is fighting the Fed, and it's fighting really, really hard. It basically is trying to ignore what the Fed is trying to do, which is to slow it down. And so far in June and July, it's doing a really good job of ignoring the Fed. So the Fed's really in a fight. But I still think that the Fed wins. I think that job losses and layouts will accelerate as each month goes by. The unemployment rate will rise. And then Main Street's remarkable income growth is going to slow and it might even go backwards, right? And the process is not going to look any different from past recessions, except for 2008 and 2020. Those were both black swan events, so they were much more painful. So I'm hopeful that this is what's happened. So, and I'll explain this later. I am rooting for a recession because this kind of forced recession is the kind of recession that no one should worry about. There's three kind of recessions that happen in the United States. You know, the other two are much more dangerous than the kind of recession that we are about to go through because this is a forced recession. It's one that has nothing really to do with the economy's fundamentals. Now, before I jump, hand the mic back, I want to mention the less likely scenario because I'm sure I'll get questions on it. The less likely scenario involves geopolitical risk. If the Russians choose to cut off natural gas supplies to Europe, which could happen very quickly, worldwide inflation is going to spin out of control. Oil will spike to well over $200 a barrel. At that point, smaller economies are going to run out of dollars to buy oil, and they're going to start defaulting. So 2 weeks ago, it was Sri Lanka. 2 weeks from now, it's going to be Pakistan. So it's already bad enough. They can't really afford oil at 130. If oil goes to 200, then we could start seeing financial contagion in the world economy. So the one thing I worry about today that has nothing to do with the US economy, we are easily the strongest in the world, is that pipeline that's going to Europe. If it gets turned off, then we are in a situation that the Fed doesn't control.